Maya Simone Ellis was born on March 3, 1986, in the small lakeside town of Willow Ridge, Minnesota, a quiet place wrapped in forest, snow, and stories. Her parents, Clyde and Nadine Ellis, ran a rustic bed and breakfast called Pine Hollow Inn. Locals came for the fireplace and hot cocoa. Tourists came for the serenity. Maya and her older brother worked the front desk, changed sheets, shoveled snow. From early on, she knew what it meant to carry responsibility, and to do so without complaint. In her 20s, Maya left for Chicago and then Toronto. She was fiercely loyal, the kind of friend who'd drive 3 hours to babysit your kid and show up with groceries. That's exactly what she did for her best friend Layla Greer, who had just gone through a rough divorce. Maya helped raise Layla's daughter like she was her own. At 29, Maya found herself back in Willow Ridge, pregnant and hopeful. She stood out in a crowd, nearly 6 feet 1 inch, with mahogany skin, tightly coiled hair pulled into a puff, and calm almond eyes. She was radiant in a quiet, grounded way. In early 2015, Maya juggled multiple jobs, cashiering at Monty's Outdoor Gear, doing part-time admin at the town rec center, and cooking for a logging camp 3 counties over. She was saving up for the baby. Her future felt like it was finally beginning. But on the evening of November 2, 2015, everything changed. That day, Maya and her mom went shopping for baby items in Duluth. They laughed over onesie designs and bickered playfully about crib sizes. Around 5:45 p.m., Maya returned to her basement apartment on Meadow Lane. She told her neighbor, Mrs. Bronson, that she was heading over to a friend's house nearby on Oak Street. Her tone was casual, like she might be back within the hour. At 6:12 p.m., she called her mother and said the same. Just visiting someone for a bit, then home to rest. Nadine asked her to text when she got back. That message never came. The last confirmed sighting of Maya came around 7:30 p.m., spotted walking down Ashford Avenue, wearing dark maternity leggings, a mustard yellow sweater, a black utility jacket, and boots. She was carrying a burnt orange leather handbag and her white Samsung phone. And then, nothing. Just silence. 2 days passed. No messages. No work call-ins. No baby appointment. Clyde and Nadine went to her place. Her purse was gone, but everything else was untouched. Prenatal vitamins on the counter, laundry in the machine, folded baby clothes on the couch. No signs of struggle. But also no signs she had planned to leave. That afternoon, they filed a missing persons report. One name kept coming up: Jordan Price, a married man who had been working construction contracts in Willow Ridge. He lived in Rochester with his wife and toddler. Maya had confided in Layla that the pregnancy was his, though she never pushed him for anything. She still believed quietly that maybe he'd show up for the baby. Her friends weren't so sure. Just days before she vanished, Maya told her brother she had the eerie sense someone was following her. She had stopped answering unknown calls. She barely slept. She'd begun double-checking the locks on her apartment. Her family chalked it up to pregnancy nerves, until it was too late to ignore. What came next deepened the mystery. Police tried to contact Jordan. He was away on business for several days. When they finally reached him, he claimed he hadn't seen Maya in weeks. But around the time of her disappearance, neighbors near the job site he supervised recalled seeing someone matching Maya's description. She looked upset. She was standing near his truck. Shortly after that, Jordan's Rochester home underwent major renovations. Floors pulled up. Cabinets replaced. Even drywall was removed and redone. By the time authorities obtained a warrant, the debris had already been taken to a local landfill and buried deep under layers of refuse. The landfill was searched, with cadaver dogs, drones, excavation teams. But nothing definitive was found. Police never publicly named Jordan as a suspect. But behind the scenes, multiple sources confirmed. He was the person of interest. The story he gave didn't align with phone records. His wife stopped cooperating. And yet, without a body, without evidence tying him directly, the case stalled. Maya's phone was never used again. Her bank card remained untouched. There were no internet searches, no travel tickets, no withdrawals. She didn't take a coat or a toothbrush. She didn't even take her prenatal medical file. Everything about her life had been about preparing for motherhood. And now, gone as if plucked out of time. Whispers began. That she ran off. That she'd cracked under the pressure. That maybe she wasn't who people thought she was. Her brother, Darius, pushed back hard. Maya didn't run. She loved that baby already. You could see it in how she folded those tiny clothes. The community rallied. Candlelight vigils. Billboards on Route 63. Social media campaigns. Layla kept her name alive. Darius launched a podcast, Still missing, Maya Ellis. Her photo, head slightly tilted, eyes soft but direct, became a symbol. One of many in a pattern far too familiar. Maya Ellis is one of over 5,000 missing black women in America whose stories are rarely elevated to national headlines. Her case, like many, is now in the hands of the State Bureau's Cold Case Division. The lead detective recently confirmed they still believe foul play was involved, and that someone close to Maya knows what happened that night. She had a scar near her left wrist from a childhood fall. A tattoo of a rose with her grandmother's name inked above it. Her baby was due in March. It's been nearly 10 years. No closure. Nobody. No justice. But just as the family prepared to hold a memorial, something unexpected happened. States away at a long-abandoned property in rural Iowa, a new construction crew tore into an old grain silo. Beneath the floorboards something was found. A woman's coat. Black utility. Torn at the sleeve. A boot, worn. Dirt-stained. Still zipped. And beneath the coat, a faded mustard yellow sweater. In March 2024, nearly a decade after Maya Ellis disappeared, a renovation crew in rural Ottumwa, Iowa, stumbled on something odd while clearing out an old grain silo on a decommissioned property. Under a rotting subfloor, they found what looked like a makeshift shallow grave. Inside, a black utility coat, frayed and weathered. Beneath it, fabric yellowed with age, matching the mustard maternity sweater Maya had last been seen wearing. Nearby, a damaged boot, cracked but unmistakably the same brand Maya favored. The local sheriff's department contacted the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, BCA, who were still technically holding Maya's case in a cold file. DNA testing was ordered immediately. Fibers and degraded tissue samples were extracted from inside the coat and fragments of the sweater. On May 8, 2024, results came back. The remains were a partial match to Maya Ellis. But there was no burial site. There were no bones. Nobody. Just scraps. And something else. Beneath the layers of sediment in the corner of the silo, a cracked burner phone. The SIM card had been removed, but the serial number was intact. That serial number led investigators to a prepaid phone purchased in November 2015, in Rochester, Minnesota, the city where Jordan Price lived at the time. Investigators quietly re-interviewed Jordan's former co-workers and neighbors. One remembered seeing him dump construction debris into the back of a rented U-Haul, but not at his home. The witness recalled, he said he was clearing stuff from his parents' old property. But when I looked up the address, it was an abandoned farm, in Iowa. That property? The very one where Maya's coat was just found. The land had belonged to Jordan's uncle, Harold Price, who passed away in 2017. After his death, the property sat vacant. No new tenants, no sales, nothing. Jordan had access to it. And suddenly the mystery shifted from cold to active. While investigators compiled forensic links, a new voice came forward. Cassidy Lennox, a former waitress at a roadside diner near Willow Ridge, claimed she served Maya and an agitated man the night she vanished. He was tall, maybe 6 feet 2 inches, white, early 40s, clean cut but tense. They sat in a booth for maybe 20 minutes. She looked scared. She was holding her belly a lot and kept glancing at the clock. He was angry, like barely keeping it together. Cassidy had originally dismissed it, thinking it was a couple's spat. But after seeing Maya's photo online in a recirculated missing persons post, she recognized her immediately. I didn't know it was her. I feel sick about that. Cassidy identified the man from a photo lineup. It was Jordan Price. Armed with witness ID, circumstantial evidence, and forensic materials, detectives brought Jordan in for questioning in June 2024. He denied everything, said he hadn't seen Maya in at least a month before she vanished. Claimed the Iowa property was just a convenient place to dump junk after his uncle passed. But then came the breakthrough. Digital forensic experts recovered deleted data from the burner phone found at the silo. One file, a voice memo. Distorted, but chilling. A woman's voice, breathing hard, whispering, "I'm scared, Jordan. I need to go home. Please. I won't say anything. Just, please." Experts confirmed, the voice was likely Maya's. Jordan lawyered up immediately. But the evidence was stacking. The DA held off pressing charges until they had one more piece. And they got it. A second witness, Jordan's former project manager, admitted that Jordan asked him in 2016 to take care of some trash bags in a field in Iowa, promising $1,000 in cash. He said it was just old clothes and drywall, the manager confessed. But the bags were heavy and smelled off. He didn't ask questions at the time. But now, he couldn't live with the weight. On August 19, 2024, Jordan Price was arrested and charged with second-degree murder, obstruction of justice, and unlawful disposal of human remains. In court, his defense argued the evidence was incomplete. No body, no murder weapon, no definitive timeline. But the jury saw through the deflections. Maya's family, Clyde, Nadine, and her now teenage daughter, Amara, who had been raised by Layla, sat quietly through every proceeding. On April 2, 2025, nearly 10 years after Maya disappeared, Jordan Price was found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to 37 years without the possibility of parole. Outside the courthouse, Maya Ellis told reporters, "We didn't get her back. Not really. But we got the truth. And now we can finally say her name without fear, Maya Simone Ellis." Maya's legacy didn't end in a silo. Her disappearance sparked a statewide review of how missing women of color are handled. A bill nicknamed the Ellis Act now mandates that cold cases involving pregnant women must be re-reviewed every 3 years by an external board. Amara, now 14, gave a speech at a school memorial event. "I never met my mom, but I know she was brave and strong, and people fought for her. That makes me proud." And that coat? It's now displayed, carefully preserved, in a Willow Ridge exhibit about resilience, grief, and justice. And that's the story of Maya Ellis, a woman who didn't vanish but was stolen. A woman who wasn't forgotten, who couldn't be. If this story moved you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We have more real cases and hard-earned justice stories coming your way. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you believe Maya's killer acted alone? Should there be national legislation for cases like hers? And most importantly, where are you watching from? Type your city and your thoughts below. Let's keep Maya's story alive, together. Until next time, stay safe, and stay aware.